Hello friends, I am Dr. Sonu Yadav and today's topic of discussion is red blood cell function and variation, that is red blood cell abnormalities. Now coming on to the functions. These are the various functions of red blood cell. The major function of RBCs are delivering oxygen to the tissues and disposal of carbon dioxide. That is, it help in gaseous exchange. As we already know, RBCs contain hemoglobin and it is reversibly binds to oxygen, which help in gaseous exchange. It helps in transport of nutrients and products of metabolism. Also maintain blood viscosity. It has a buffering action, that is, they neutralize the acid and base to maintain the pH. pH homeostasis is maintained by globin, phosphates and bicarbonate, which act as buffers. They also carry the blood group antigen and Rh factor, which help in determining the blood group. So these are the functions of red blood cell. The major function is gaseous exchange, that is RBCs help in delivering oxygen to the tissues and disposal of carbon dioxide. Now coming on to the variation and abnormalities of the red blood cell. The variation can be in shape of RBC or in size of RBC. If there is variation in shape of RBC, then this is known as poikilocytosis. This is the term used when there is any variation in shape of RBC from the normal. That is, normal shape of RBC is biconcave, which resemble donut. Now the size of RBC. When there is any variation in size as compared to the normal, then this is known as anisocytosis. So these are the two terms, poikilocytosis and anisocytosis. Poikilocytosis is used for when there is variation in shape and aniso when there is variation in size. So now coming on to the variation in shape, that is poikilocytosis. These are the few examples. The first one is elliptocytes. In this, as you can see, the normal shape, that is RBC, changes from biconcave to elliptical shape, elongated and oval. Elongated and oval. Now, what are the conditions in which you can see elliptocytes? These are seen in how you can memorize this. Leptocytes, these are seen in leptocytosis, and two nutritional deficiency anemias, that is megaloblastic and iron deficiency anemia. So leptocytes, these are seen in leptocytosis and two nutritional deficiency anemia, iron deficiency anemia and megaloblastic, and the last is thalassemia. You can see leptocytes or find leptocytes in these conditions. Now coming on to the echinocytes. They are also known as Burr cells. The normal shape of RBCs, that is biconcave, it is converted into echinocytes. It become like this. The spicules are equal in size and evenly distributed over RBC surface, and this is caused by alteration in extracellular environment. So this is echinocytes. Now what are the conditions in which these type of cells can be seen? That is echinocytes. Now, how to memorize this? Echinocytes, just E. C, then you will write D. So, this is EDTA artifact. D, dehydration. Then P, pyruvate kinase deficiency. Others are hemolytic anemia and uremia. So echinocytes, these are observed in when there is EDTA artifact C, that is dehydration, and then pyruvate kinase deficiency. Others will include hemolytic anemia and uremia. And in echinocytes, there are spicules over the surface of RBC. They are small and evenly distributed. Now coming on to the next, that is acanthocytes. It also has spicules, but these are large and of varying length, irregular in space and thickness with wide bases. These result from change in membrane lipid content, and they are known as Burr cell, whereas Burr cells, they are because of change in external environment. They also have spicules which are evenly and uniformly distributed, small in size, whereas acanthocytes, they have large 5 to 10 spicules, irregularly in space and thickness with wide bases. Now coming on to the reason is they result from change in membrane lipid content. The examples are, now, acanthocytes. You can learn it by alcoholic cirrhosis, that is MAP. Acanthocytes, we have to see MAP. M is for malabsorption, A is for alcoholic cirrhosis, and P is for post-splenectomy. Then another one is hypothyroidism. Now coming on to the target cells. They have a characteristic ringed appearance. This configuration occurs because of increased surface area to volume ratio, and there is increase in the red cell membrane compared to hemoglobin content. So the excess membrane pool in the middle of the cell. So it appears as ringed appearance. Now, what are the examples? Target cells, then liver and spleen. T is for thalassemia. This is the important cause. And then liver disease, spleen, post splenectomy. And the other one is hemoglobinopathies. Now coming on to spherocytes. They are circular shaped RBC, smaller surface area with no central pallor, as you can see, and they cannot expand. Now the conditions in which spherocytes are seen. This you can memorize by S. A. S is hereditary spherocytosis. Then A is for ABO incompatibility and autoimmune hemolytic anemia. B, Burns. And the other one is hypersplenism. So spherocytes, S, then A, autoimmune and ABO incompatibility. Now teardrop cells, also known as dacrocytes. They're pear-shaped cells. They are seen in newborn, thalassemia major and myeloproliferative disorder. Stomatocytes, they have a center slit or a stoma. Stoma means mouth. And they are seen normally or in hereditary conditions, cardiovascular and pulmonary disorder, alcoholism and drug induced. So this is all about poikilocytosis. That is variation in shape of red blood cell. Now coming on to the variation in size. They are divided into two, microcytic and macrocytic. Microcytic RBC, the RBC which are smaller than the nucleus of the small lymphocyte. Markedly increased central pallor which exceeds 1/3 diameter of the RBC. Normally the red blood cell will have 1/3 central pallor, but in microcytic condition it will exceed 1/3 of the central pallor, and it is usually in combination with hypochromia. Macrocytic, most of the red cells are larger than the nucleus of the small lymphocyte, that is approximately greater than 8.5 micrometer in diameter. Now coming on to the examples of microcytic and macrocytic RBCs. So microcytic RBCs, they are seen in iron deficiency anemia. This is the most common cause of microcytic and hypochromic anemia. And microcytic RBCs are seen in iron deficiency anemia, micro minor, thalassemia minor, and anemia of chronic disease, and sideroblastic anemia. These are the conditions in which you can find microcytic RBCs, that is RBCs smaller than the nucleus of lymphocytes, and the central pallor is increased as compared to normal, that is greater than 1/3. Now coming on to the macrocytic RBCs. They are seen in vitamin B12 deficiency and folate deficiency. The other conditions are alcoholism, liver disease, myelodysplastic syndrome and hypothyroidism. So this is all about today's lecture.